Hello, sir. How are you again?
What's up, Joey? How are you? Good seeing you again.
I'm hanging in there. My senior dog was barking a minute ago. My senior grandmother was calling. It's of course, because
Hectic.
it's happening.
I feel
Uh,
it.
I know. How are you? Last we spoke, you dealt with some health. Your mother was in the hospital. How's things?
All good, man. Mom is, I just spoke to her early this morning. She's about 3 days from getting out of the rehab side of the hospital. Not rehab for like drinking or drugs,
Yeah.
learn to walk again because she'd been in the hospital for a month with her procedures. So that's positive news. She sounded very sunny today. So
Yeah.
everything looking up at the moment. We just had a couple of great screenings at Smodcastle Cinemas over the weekend. We showed the 4:30 movie on Friday night, and I did a Q&A afterwards with like the people that inspired the roles in the movie and whatnot. And that was great. I was sold out. Then we did the screening of an XYZ film that comes out on Friday called Crazy House. Uh,
Nice.
with Nick Frost in it and Alicia Silverstone, the two directors, Stefan and Flip. Oh my God, man. It was everything that I hoped when we picked up Smodcastle Cinemas. Like, it's a true midnight movie. And we brought it into the burbs of Jersey along with a filmmaker from Holland and a star from London who flew over from a Shaun of the Dead 20th anniversary celebration just to do the screening. And it was everything I dreamed about when we got the theater. Like, I love showing my movies. Don't get me wrong. Of course, I'm a Kevin Smith whore, so I love putting my stuff up there. But the idea, you and me both, thank you. I'm wearing a Tusk one right here. But the idea of being able to showcase other filmmakers' work, the way that when I used to go to the Angelica and see something brand new at midnight and stuff, oh, that was thrilling. So this weekend was just wonderful. And then I came home on Sunday and I did the Dave Mandel asked me to sit in on the Veep
Yeah.
reunion read through, which was absolute bliss as well.
I
Nice.
saw I met your mom at Smodcastle when I was there for Clerks 3. When I complained about, not complained, but asked you about like what happens at the end of the movie. And now there's a thing at the end of the movie. And I was like, oh, you helped. Great. And I was actually thinking about her when I was thinking about this because, you know, so much of the podcast over the years was, oh, here's a thing I now know about Kev, right? I know about Kev. I know about Bridge Beach. I know about his sister, like telling him he's an artist, you're a filmmaker. And
Mhm.
to see it in the movie, it feels like, not that it was ever exclusionary, but I always felt like it was, okay, here's something, if you like my shit, here's something you now know about me. And I think it's kind of the first time you went, I want everyone to know now. And I imagine, like, besides you just feeling incredibly fulfilled that people embraced it, your family, I'm sure, watched and went, this is the movies we always thought you'd be making.
My mom, I showed her, the flick in pieces, and the first thing I showed her was her scene.
Oh,
And me and my mom and my brother watched it. And my brother was dying because he was like, nailed it.
yeah.
And my mother was like, no, no, I never called you at the movie theater. I was like, Ma, you did. You made emergency breakthroughs all around town. It was a joke. So it was nice to kind of showcase, to reach back and showcase that part of my youth, which you're right. I've been talking about on Smodcasts and podcasts for years, but never really brought into the work. And when I was writing the 4:30 movie, since I was reaching back, because I was like, well, we're in this old ass movie theater. I don't have to spend a dime as long as I keep the camera pointed inside and we could make a period piece. This could be the closest I get to Merchant Ivory. So if that's the case, then we're going back in time. If we're going back in time, might as well go to that period. And the thing is, like, anybody that really knows those podcasts, like Emo Kevin whatnot, like, knows that I didn't do that shit when I was 16. I was 20, 21 doing that. So like in the movie, it's charming. You're like, oh, this kid riding around and recording his thoughts and stuff like that with this whole future ahead of him. I was long past that point by the time I was dobblering, as Mosier called it years ago when we did the emo Kev episodes. But it was nice to steal from that. I mean, in a world where I was going back, I have got my memories of the past, but being able to dig in and grab nuggets, of the actual voice from the past, what I sounded like circa then, if not exactly then,
Yeah.
felt like that's the way to keep the movie authentic, like keep it real, like to bring in a little bit of reality. And I figured, like, if nothing else, like, of course it informs the character and makes a stronger narrative, but more importantly, if nothing else, any Smodcast fan would be like,
Yeah.
that 40
Oh,
24 karat case of love. Oh my God, somewhere Scott Mosier's having a stroke from
I,
laughter.
I spent the whole time doing it. And I was thinking about it because it works so well. Just like, listening to you and Harley do the podcast, it just makes me think of all the times you'd be like, Scott, what if I came in and you work at the deli counter and I wanted to like put you in porn? I was like, this is you're just doing it over again. But it's what
Yes.
you have Austin play you is what if I was the version I wish I was? You know,
Yes.
people to root for me. I don't always know that people were rooting for me. It's amazing. You should be so proud of this.
It's true. It's like getting a do-over of sorts with the story of your life, and you get to take out all the boring parts and all the parts that like nobody would want to sit through in a movie or even an 8 episode streaming series or whatnot.
Yeah.
Like this is the leanest movie I think I've ever made. When we were done shooting it, Joe, like I wasn't even. I was 77 minutes, and they were like, "You're contracted for 84," and I'm like, well, "What do we do now?" I didn't even. The script was only 72 pages for heaven's sake.
The cat. It's the time to finally work that in. No, it's
You could slow down the credits, that's for sure. Yeah. But what we did was we added that scene later on at the end, after the credits, the mid-credits scene, which is kind of sweet, especially if you like know the backstory and stuff.
Oh, you should be so proud of us. I know you have more of these to do, but I got such a kick out of it, and seeing you do something that felt like you, but also different in a way that I think I've seen people like really seem to enjoy. I defend cop out, so I'm in the tank. But it was nice not have to work hard.
Say again.
It was nice to not have to work that hard this time.
Exactly. There's not as many people to convince. At 72% fresh, that's only 28% of the battle.
And I can fight. Right. Thank you for doing this, sir.
Excellent seeing you again. Thanks for having me, man.
My pleasure. Take care, man.
See you later. Excellent shirt.
My pleasure.